Hey, Tada, so welcome to the Fut-Afrique Channel. My name is Brian Mofuki, and joined here by legendary Mr. Click Click.
David.
Hey, Ta.
What's that?
Bidi.
I thought you were starting.
Jerry's Kosan. As well as Shane. Okay. I see you're dressed nicely, eh?
Oh, we're going to the office after this.
Proper.
She's seen Brian earlier on, all white.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go play cricket.
I was going to say, walk in with a bowler as he came in.
There's a party. He's going to get slippery in here, so let's just move right along. Gentlemen, we have seen very interesting first 2 weeks. It's been a long time since we've seen the top three, or the big three, so they call them. Chiefs, Pirates, as well as or should I put it the other way? Sundowns, Pirates, Chiefs. Whichever way. Yeah. Winning back-to-back matches at the start of a campaign.
It's great for the league. It's great for the supporters. I've also been listening to a few channels where the supporters are giving their feedback, and all the Chiefs fans are positive ahead of the Sundowns games. Yeah. Pirates fans are happy with the way things have gone in the MTN8, the league, the Champions League as well. Sundowns fans are saying, you thought, but we're back as well. So it's great for the league. There's a great excitement around the league right now. And everyone that's supposed to be playing well is playing well. They're scoring goals. Youngsters are coming through doing their thing. It's looking great for the league right now.
Why did you look at me when you said all the Chiefs support? Just asking. Just find out.
It wasn't the greatest off-season,
The shots fired already so early.
But I think maybe to add on that, for me, yes, that's what we're talking about, the big three on the top three after 2 games each in 6 points. But what will be more exciting if this can continue until the last season, and then we want to see who's winning the league?
Until the end.
Nice. Yeah, until the end. Until the end of the season. Because starting needs to be as good as finishing.
Yes, true.
So let's not see these three now, and then we're going to see the other one trying to fight for the MTN8.
Carrying on that, I just feel certain teams, those 3 teams have started well. It's who's going to progress more, who's going to be carrying on more. I think there's going to be hiccups coming up pretty soon.
Very soon.
This weekend, for instance.
Very soon. Right?
But some teams will get stronger and others will get even stronger. So that's the big thing. And I'm talking in riddles here. Now I'm talking about Chiefs. Yes, they won their 2 games. They've won their 2 games. Let's call a spade a spade. They've won their 2 games. They haven't been impressive. They were lucky. They were lucky during the week to hold on to the victory against AmaZulu. AmaZulu had their chances. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's be honest. They were very lucky to hold on to the victory. They played the first 15 minutes, seemed to go back to sleep. Yes, there is progress, but there's still a lot more progress to be made if they want to talk about winning the title.
But the coach was clear. He said, you know what, I don't expect miracles. I'm here to fix the team, so give me time to be able to do that. I understand that the fans want to see results immediately. But talking about Kaizer Chiefs, how well they've done in the first 2 matches. They played one, Marumo Gallants, a team that just came back, after buying the States of Morocco Swallows. Haven't settled yet. They had issues in the boardroom before the leagues even kicked off. AmaZulu, on the other hand, the coach said to change Velimuto, who made a howler, brings in Mzimela, and Mzimela just get 3 past him in the first 24 minutes. So that's other issues to deal with from that point of view. But let's talk about Sundowns. 2 weeks ago, Mamelodi came out and said, I want players who are willing to fight for the badge. And I'm going to field players based on what they can give me in a field of play. Because he was asked questions around Tebo Mokoena as well as Khuliso Mudau. Those players have been dropped in the last 2 matches. And Sundowns have gone on to win without them. Let's start from a player's point of view, gentlemen. When a coach goes on media platforms saying such things, and then the team does well without you, what do you do as a player? Do you go back and say, I messed up? Because he doesn't actually mention players' names individually. But you have seen, based on the fact that these are regulars at Sundowns, are not playing at the moment. What does that do to you as a player, number one? And then how do you therefore fix that or correct that as a player before we get to the coaching part of it?
Well, for me, as a player, when a coach dropped me, I went to work harder because I wanted to prove him wrong. Simple over and done with. If you're good enough to be playing in a team and you're working hard enough and you're putting in the extra work, he shouldn't be dropping you. So for me, it's as a player, that's what you should be doing. Now I'm talking about, when we weren't earning huge money. These guys are earning huge money. Does it worry them that much? They know they'll move on to another club if anything happens. Depends on the player himself. But for me, straight away, I will be working harder just to prove to the coach that you got it wrong and I should be in that team. But, things have changed nowadays.
For me, a little bit difficult, when you think of what Shane is saying in terms of the market now. Some of the players, it's not about them performing, it's all about them making money. And sometimes that it's a downfall to most of the players that think I can say big-headed players who think they are big enough to be out there. So what is happening now, I'll give credit to Manqoba Mngqithi, because if he lost these games with these so-called big players, out of the team, then that was going to be something that everybody would be talking about. So now at least he's showing his true colors of saying, I'm a coach here now, I want to change the attitude of the players. Those big players who doesn't want to play for me in the team, I'm going to put them on the side. Yeah. And the team is performing now. Yeah. So I think I can stand with Manqoba.
In the first game against SuperSport United, I was sitting alongside Morgan Gould working that game for radio. And by halftime, no one knew the scoreline. We were already aware of the impression, look, Sundowns is a scary beast that maybe didn't do so well in the MTN 8. But from what we're seeing now in the 60 minutes against SuperSport United, they were already frightening in that they'd rested those players you're speaking about, and they were looking the part. It was just they were up against a very good SuperSport United. And how do you know the message is at home? Then Zwane comes in after 60 minutes, and Mudiba comes in as well after 60 minutes. And the game even goes up 2 notches. That to me says the message is hit home. So whatever Manqoba Mngqithi is trying to prove by dropping them and the things he's saying, it's in home. It's not like these guys are sitting at home and thinking, man, they're going to lose. They're looking around and saying, look, we're winning even without. So I must come in now and raise the ante. And look, Sundowns is scary that way.
But then there's also that a flip coin to it, to the flip of coin to it, to say now, that therefore will have ripple effect for Bafana as well. Because these are your regular Bafana players.
Well, Bruce has come out and said that himself. He's saying, look, now he's dropped 2 of his vital players in the squad. So what does he do? They're not getting game time. Does he include him in the squad? What happens? They're going to be rusty. That's the problem. But going back to the whole thing there, that's the manager, the coach, taking over and showing you, I've got all of this dressing room. I'm boss. I'm in charge of this dressing room. The players aren't. And that's a vital thing, Ryan, because when a player gets older, when players take over the change room, you're gone as a coach, you're history. So he's showing them, I'm the boss, you go my way or you go the other way.
Spoke about Serino last week. Moved from Sundowns to Chiefs. Everybody say, no, he's past his sell-by date. There's nothing he's going to give for the team at any given time. Gives an awesome performance against Marumo Gallants. Comes back against Amazulu, shows and bosses and shows exactly what we can expect from him as a player. Do you think that sometimes as players, you need to get in a place where you feel comfortable as a player for you to perform? Or is it just a matter of you just being good?
Well, put it this way, would he be playing at Sundowns? No, he wouldn't be playing. So he's been very clever in doing that, going to a club where he's going to play. And, he's now one of the stars of the clubs he's playing at. So, I was doubtful about whether he's going to show those performances and kudos to him. He has come in and done that. But you got to look at it that way. You wouldn't be playing at Sundowns. So very, very well done from them to move on. His management, very clever. He's done well for Chiefs. I was doubtful, and I'd say I'm still saying it. Serena's the type of player that he's a confidence player. When his confidence is up, he plays. So when the confidence goes, then he drifts out of games, and he went quiet as well. But the whole team went quiet during the week. So he's that type of player. But good. Well done to them.
For me, Sereno is important as a new player and the way he started the season, just leading from an attacking, a creative perspective. Then coming in the game against Amazulu, the keeper knew as well. does the business. Miguel also does the business defensively because they were under the cosh somewhat. Dortley as well. So they were under the cosh. So those new players are playing a huge role in the way things are moving, the direction things are moving, in picking up those initial 2 wins. But then again, for me, there could be a reality check that's just days away. A serious reality check.
Okay.
It's how you respond to that if there is to be a
Shane already alluded to the Sundowns game on Saturday that there'll be baptism of fire. There's going to be some wake-up calls coming up in that encounter.
But if there's a reality check, then how do they respond to that going forward? That's the important thing for me.
Jared, let's talk about Munapule Saleng. I mean, there's something that rang. I mean, on Tuesday I went to the stadium to watch them play in their game against Polokwane City. A very difficult game to play. Polokwane City had their words about it. They said, you know what? We don't want to try and match you up. We know how good you are. We just came here for a draw. And then the first half was a goalless scoreline. Second half, Pirates just upped the ante and then just looked much better. Now, Saleng, 3 goals in a row. I mean, there's one that still rings when they played against Jwaneng. This man he just made so much noise at the end of that game when he scored a goal. Click, click, bang, went on forever, so yeah.
That game against Jwaneng, if you look at the first half, the defender is getting the better of him. Every time he tries the defender is getting the better of him. And he doesn't stop, he keeps trying him. So it wasn't his best game. But when he had the moment to score, he scored. You know what I mean? But it wasn't by far his best game, so that for me is also quite telling.
That's
he never
stopped trying.
He never stopped trying one, so he never hid. Kept going. When they made the changes, it then created the openings. He then scored. Great player.
But let's look at his contribution of late. I think I'm more than pleased, his attitude. Because now, when you look at this Pirates team to some of the players, it's all about Mabasa, who was scoring a lot of goals. Mahopa, coming to score goals as a striker. And then Tito, dribbling, creativity. So for me, somehow you feel like they cannot keep on saying Pindamzala when I'm playing in that team. When are they going to say Legs of Thunder? So I think that's what the attitude that is reviving some of the players coming back, because even the young Relebohile, he took the spotlight out of the senior players. And he came after Saleng. Saleng was magnificent. So for me to see him going back there, it's a contribution that he's giving to the team. That team is doing well. 3 goals in succession. I mean, it's not like Haaland.
No, you can't compare Haaland to anyone. Haaland scores more goals than some teams on his own than some teams score in the season. So you can't compare. But one thing you got to say, Jerry, is...
But that's what I'm saying, he's not Haaland.
But one thing you got to say is...
They're very early,
One thing you got to say there is, how much does the management, the coach, have to do with that? And I think he's got a lot to do with it. I think he's a very good coach, and I think he gets the best out of his players, and he knows when to play certain players, when not to. You got to look at that. You got to look at all aspects of the game, and that's one part where he's been very good at that.
I mean, something Jerry and I were discussing a little bit earlier is the fact that even evidence is coming in now, and he's adding just the number of potential threats. Now, when you think Pirates, you're going to think Mabasa, evidence, Saleng, there's so many games. There's just so many players you have to watch out for offensively. It's a beautiful thing. It's like Sundowns. When you think about them, you just stress because offensively they just offer you so much. It's like arrows coming in from all directions. And Pirates have that right now. And again, let's go down to great coaching.
Let's talk about other teams.
I'm sorry.
You want to say something?
Because you want to go to other teams.
No, it's cool. You can continue.
We're talking about the offensive side of Pirates. Sundowns. Where's the third team? Because for me, yes, I was watching them on Wednesday, 3 goals, conceding 1. Who is the threat in that team?
No, Ranga scored a goal, which is very important for him as a striker. He scored a goal. Chivaviro scored a goal, which is very important for him as a striker, I think. Sereno there as well.
But yes, let's give credit. We're talking about people that have scored. But who is the threat? If you're going to play Chiefs now...
I guess we'll find out on Saturday who's the threat.
I know exactly what Jerry's alluding to. I mean, you got the same players, basically the same strikers from last year without Sereno I'm talking about. So you got the 2 boys. I mean, they brought Salih on. What is he? I mean, he's not a threat. He's got pace, but he can't hit the target. So he's not going to be... You'll get a goal every now and then, but he's not a threat week in and week out. And that's what Jerry's alluding to here. Is that they don't have those players. Chivaviro can be a good player, and I think he'll use him. The coach will use him in his best, at his best. You know, he's a big target man. He puts himself, and he'll get those goals for you, the odd goal here and there. He's not a prolific goal scorer, and that's what Jerry's trying to say. Who's going to score the goals for Chiefs?
So I'm saying, I mean, you see, because we've just played 2 matches, I think, you know, you were right when you said, let's see what happens at the end of the season. Yeah. Are they still going to be there? Or are you going to have now people who belong going to the place where they belong? Give, what is that? Give Caesar what's Caesar's?
Well,
eventually the stage. So
I think when we're saying end of the season, we're still looking far.
Yeah. No, it's very far.
No, reality is going to be now, soon.
This
Within the next few
weekend,
weeks, this weekend.
Yeah.
And what happens after this weekend, most importantly, win or lose.
Yeah.
What happens
this weekend and after this weekend is going to be very telling.
It's the reaction after that. That's what's going to be.
Yeah.
Let's go to other teams now. TS Galaxy. They've let go of a few players. It's reality check for them.
Like they always do.
Yeah, but this season, I think, Mujela was key for them. Mujela is proving to be a shining light when he came as Stellenbosch. He's really enjoying his team's time there. And you're talking about Ntwari at Kaizer Chiefs as a goalkeeper. You know, they lost him Simangwe season before. Sanako has gone to SuperSport. SuperSport winning their first game, by the way.
Yeah.
Winning against the same TS Galaxy by 1-0. When you look at that from a team point of view, these teams that keep on losing players every season, can they sustain their status in the Premiership at the way they are going at the moment?
I don't think so. For me, let's look at this other way around. TS Galaxy.
Yeah.
Who's the chairman?
Tim Sugazi.
Tim Sugazi. What qualification does he have?
He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer?
Yeah.
But he's also what?
He's also an agent.
He's also a drum master.
What I'm saying, the chairman for me, he's always winning the league. Let's be honest with it. Because the only time you win the league is when you make money out of it. The prize that you get. So he's getting those prizes by selling players.
Exactly.
He's an agent.
Okay.
He's making.
So that's the priority.
That's the priority to him. It's not about going there to win the league. It's about having players that I would sell to these teams to make.
That's what he does.
And do you remember we had him? He was around a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I did ask him about selling players and hoping to compete. He said, no, that's what they do.
That's exactly the thing.
That's what they do. He didn't say we're going to stop doing it.
No, we all know that.
Yeah, they're going to continue to do it.
He's got no ambition to win the league.
No.
Nothing
Let's
at all.
look at all these seasons where TS Galaxy came to the PSL.
But you know what happens?
Quality players moving out.
You know what happens with that is sooner or later you're going to get caught out. You're not going to have those players to back you up. You're not going to have the players coming in to back you up, and you're going to get caught out. He's lucky. He's got a very good coach. He's very lucky in that aspect because if it wasn't for the coach, they would be in big trouble. If you look at Premier League all those years ago, and I keep on referring back to the Southamptons and all those teams. They used to bring the players through, sell them. What happened to them? Got relegated. Taking them forever to come back in. That could happen. If he gets relegated, he could be gone forever. Look at Jomo.
I was going to say Jomo.
South African football.
Yeah.
Jomo's done the same thing. Sold players. Look where he is now.
But then I'm going to ask you a question. Shane, don't you therefore play the game based on what you have? You know that you can't challenge for the league. You know you can't challenge for anything else, so rather why don't you just cash in whenever I can?
It works both ways, I think, Brian. In that, sure, you can make money now.
Yeah.
But selling quality, which is something Kevin Hunt even complained about at times, that if you let quality go and you want to still maintain the same level that you're at or compete or go higher, it's almost impossible that to be sure that you get the same quality coming in next season. It's difficult, especially when you're not spending money getting players. You're getting more money coming in selling players than you are spending. You're not Sundowns. Do you know what I mean? So it's very difficult to be saying, look, I've got a talented Jerry Skosana at 18. I've got a talented Shane McGregor at 22.
Yeah.
These guys are giving me 30 goals, 40 goals a season for 2 of them. If I sell them, there's no guarantee that the next 2 strikers are coming in and going to give me the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's look at the weekend now. Already started talking about one of the matches. Kaizer Chiefs playing host to Mamelodi Sundowns. I was looking at the history books and looking at the numbers. Sundowns haven't lost an away game against Chiefs since 2016-17 season. Every time they've come to Joburg to come and play Chiefs, they've walked away victorious. So that's been something they've done very well of late. And then also the numbers are matching up because at some stage Chiefs are sitting very high if you're going to compare the 2 teams and looking at how things have gone now. When you go there and play Chiefs at FNB Stadium, that's going to be a first big game for Chiefs at FNB Stadium because they played their first game, it was against Marumo Gallants away. They played Amazulu away. They're playing their first home game of the season.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
But you know, you made a comment there. 2016, 2017 season, you went back to that.
Yeah.
When lost the Chiefs win a trophy?
15.
2014,
well,
15.
I'm just saying that. Do you understand? They've been going.
You don't have to be that guy, Shane.
They've been going through their bad patch. No. I'm just saying they've gone through their bad patch, and it's been over those years. So you've got to look at that and say, well, yeah, they've struggled over those years. Look, they'll put up a better fight on the weekend, and that's one thing they will do. They'll definitely put up a better fight. Whether they can win, I doubt it.
Well, what I like to do, and maybe it's unfair, I look at Chiefs against Gallants.
Yeah.
Good game. Chiefs had to come back.
Yeah.
Good contest.
Yeah.
And somewhat wasn't one side overpowering the other and, pounding them down to the ground.
Yeah.
Now look at Sundowns against Gallants.
Yeah, that is a total.
You know what I mean? Because these are 2 weeks apart. It's not like I'm looking months apart.
What did
2 weeks apart.
What did I tell you guys a month and a half, 2 months ago about Gallants?
Yeah, you said there were no, you weren't impressed in preseason, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now you're talking because Chiefs got a victory there. Now you're saying, well, it's a big victory. It's not a big victory.
No, I'm not saying it's a big victory.
I'm just saying, I know what you're saying.
He's saying the way Chiefs won against Gallants, the way Sundowns went, you can see chalk and cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
2 different things. Let's quickly get the other matches quickly just to get your School United against Golden Arrows. Who do you think will win that one?
Sure. Arrows,
Arrows, man.
I'll go draw.
Magesi Roalea. Jerera, you saying?
Really.
I'll go Magesi. I'll go Magesi because
Magesi.
of that great player that they got. They play Royal and play with 10 players. So I'm going to go Magesi.
Is he taking a fight to the chairman? Cape Town City Supersport United.
Sorry?
Cape Town City Supersport United.
I like that game. Draw, yeah.
Draw.
I like that
Only
game.
Super Sport.
I'll go draw.
Okay.
Cape Town City always go.
Richards Bay Pirates. Remember what happened last season? Richards Bay Pirates.
It's not the same Richards Bay.
Pagania.
Chipper United TS Galaxy.
Chipper.
Cheaper, yeah.
Last one, Polokwane City Stellenbosch.
Stelis.
Draw.
It's a hard one that away from.
Come on, Chance. Come on.
I've got to go
Don't put me on the
Stelis.
fence.
I've got to go
Thank you.
Stelis.
Thank
I've got to
you.
go
Yeah.
Stelis.
Stelis.
If I have, we're not going on the fence, then I'm going to have to go Stellies. But I just like Polokwane City. I just like Polokwane.
You're undecided on the rest one there. So I can tell you one thing. Whatever the story is, there's a party happening because 2 are dressed to go for some pot room situation.
I'm going, some Formula 1,
Yeah, and there's going to be some slipping happening as well at the same time.
With your shirt, where are you going?
Where am I going?
You're sweating?
I'm going to Eswatini, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Bagnen. That's how we wrap it up for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Until we meet again, have yourself a super one.
I saw a cherry and it was red.